From a budding romance between India Ria Amartefio and Corey Melchrist to Golda Rocheville coming out as a lesbian, these are Queen Charlotte A. Bridgerton stories, casts, real ages, and life partners revealed. India has been in the public eye lately with her performance on Queen Charlotte, the famous Bridgerton spin-off series. But this show isn't her first rodeo. She's been on the acting scene since her role in the theater version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. India was born on September 17, 2001, which makes her about 20 years old when she appeared on the popular Netflix show. This isn't too far off from her character's age because Queen Charlotte was 17 when she got married to King George. So the 3-year gap between India and her character does make her performance super believable. But that's all I've got on her, because the actress is incredibly private about her life. Hell, even her Instagram account mainly has professional photos of her and her project promos. From what I've heard, the leading lady might actually be locking lips with our main heartthrob, Corey Melchrist. Now, similar to any Bridgerton episode, Queen Charlotte had a lot of steamy scenes, which were mainly between our two lead actors. And considering how India got tongue-tied when she was asked about them, makes me think things aren't exactly platonic between the two in real life either. Is there romance in the cards for our fave OTP? Who knows? But Corey, on the flip side, hasn't been as silent as India. Sure, he's never been one to confirm any of his past or current relationships, but the way he talks about his co-star is a dead giveaway. Corey said that India is a generous and compassionate person who's incredibly brave and that working with her has actually made him a better person. He might not be making hard eyes at her, but there's definitely a deep admiration for her in there. Corey added that the two actors worked on preparing for the show together, going through history books and looking for information on their two characters. Maybe all that extra study time led to something more. Corey is no stranger to Netflix shows and has starred in The Sandman, but this project is the best one he's done so far. Now, is that because of Queen Charlotte's script or the actress playing Queen Charlotte? Anyways, Corey's been an absolute fan favorite in the show. A 90s baby, he was about 24 when he shot for Queen Charlotte. That makes him around the same age as 22-year-old King George when he married Charlotte. That's probably where the similarities stop, though, because there isn't much known about the king's personality. So it's fair to say that Corey probably took a few creative liberties with it. There are a couple of actors, though, whose romances are not attached to the show, like Sam Clement, who plays young Brimsley. 2022 was a big year for Sam when he got engaged to his girlfriend of 3 years, Dana Rose. Later that same year, the two tied the knot. But instead of those classic Bridgerton frills and ruffles at his wedding, the couple took their vows on Halloween in gory versions of wedding outfits. The bride is a makeup and hairstylist in the TV and film industry, and it looks like she was responsible for their spooky get-ups. But even though a happy marriage seems to be in the cards for Sam, the same might not be true for his character, Brimsley. The actor commented on the secret gay relationship his character is having with Reynolds and said that no matter how heartbreaking it is, stories like that need to be told. 'Cause queer people existed back then as much as they do now. Clement, who shot to fame when he took the lead in J.K. Rowling's The Cursed Child, said that he's honored to be the one who's gonna tell the closeted gay man's story. Even though Sam himself is straight, he promised to do the character justice. Now, having a talented actor like Sam is one thing, but did you know that one of the actors is actually an African diplomat's daughter? True story. It's none other than Arsema Thomas, who plays young Lady Danvers on the show. The actress is relatively new to the TV industry. Her life wasn't even remotely connected to it up until a couple of years ago. Aside from her family being diplomats, she's a Carnegie Mellon graduate with a master's degree from Yale. So how did she end up in the Netflix series? According to Thomas, her dad's death hit her hard, and he'd always encouraged her to follow her wildest dreams. So to do that, she took a couple of acting lessons and landed a gig in Queen Charlotte. Even though her life revolved around education and activism, Thomas has shown that she's a natural at whatever she does. Critics are saying her debut in Queen Charlotte is really fun to watch, and she breathes life into young Lady Danvers. The thing is, all we know about Arsema's personal life are her achievements. There's not a single whiff of a boyfriend in the picture, and she keeps things tightly under wraps. What we do know is that she's supposedly single, and no one on the Bridgerton cast has really caught her eye. The actress is 29 years old but pulls off her 20-year-old character with no sweat. She brings in the classic Lady Danvers sass with the same bit of grace we see from the older one. Youngsters aside though, let's look at the actors who've been in the biz longer than I can remember. Ruth Gemmell, who plays Lady Violet Bridgerton, actually got married back in 1997, after she met Ray Stevenson on the set of a TV show she was doing. But the two called it quits a couple of years after. This marked a turning point for Ruth because she became super private about her personal life after that. And all I really know is that she's been single since 2005 and put her entire life into her career, which is probably why she's been in about 50 movies and TV shows. Ruth's really devoted herself to her craft, and according to her, that's also the reason she doesn't plan on having kids. In her mid-50s, Ruth was the perfect choice for Lady Violet. Instead of inspiring the character, though, Ruth has been inspired by Lady Violet herself when she took up horse riding as a hobby. She got along well with the Bridgerton cast as well, and developed a deep bond with the older Lady Danvers, played by Adjoa Andoh. So Ruth may not have found romance on the set of Queen Charlotte, but she's found new hobbies and friendships to boot. Now, on to the lady of the hour herself, Queen Charlotte. The character is known for her passionate marriage with King George, but the actress who plays her doesn't quite swing that way. Golda Rosheuvel has always been an out-and-proud lesbian. Her now partner, Shireen Moolah, is actually a writer for the theater. The two met there when Golda used to direct plays at various theaters around London. The facts are a little murky on whether or not Golda and Shireen are married, or if there ever was someone in Golda's life before her, but the couple will celebrate their 10th anniversary in 2023. I know it's frustrating that we don't know much about the cast's lives, but with Golda, we weren't even supposed to know about her sexuality. She has been told to keep quiet about her love for women on so many projects during promo season that it actually took a lot of guts for her to come out. Her partner's been really supportive throughout the process and has encouraged her into more roles. It's been huge for queer audiences to see a biracial lesbian woman star in such a mainstream series, and has done wonders for inclusivity. The role of Queen Charlotte was actually a massive milestone for Golda herself, because before this, she'd never really starred in anything. So you can imagine how happy she must have been when she landed the role of Charlotte, and she portrayed it so well. Now, the actress is going to have all sorts of avenues open to her. And even though she's 54, her age isn't going to define her anymore because her golden era of acting seems to just be starting. So there you have it, folks, from Golda Rosheuvel being an out-and-proud lesbian to a budding romance between India Rhea Amartifio and Corey Melchrist. These were Queen Charlotte A. Bridgerton stories cast's real ages and life partners revealed.